Your subconscious mind is the key to your healing. Convincing your subconscious mind of your health is the surefire way for you to have a miraculous miracle healing in life. So what I'm trying to say to you, and I say this with such love, if you can get to the point where you convince your subconscious mind, you get out of the way of you get your conscious mind out of the way, and you convince your subconscious mind that you are well, you cannot stop your body from healing. But this is the truth. We deny the healing every time we have a reaction to the symptoms. Now, that's not said to scare you, because there is a key here, a subconscious key to let go of those reactions. You're going to react. You've got symptoms. You have illnesses. I don't want you to be frightened of noticing it. But what I want you to do is be so clear that you are going to correct it to the point where you get so at peace, so at ease, and you stop trying to force yourself to believe it. You get to the point where you are so relaxed, so at peace in life, so much you have laid the seed of health in your mind that the body is compelled to heal. Let me talk about exactly how I use my subconscious mind to heal me. And it was the power of decision. But you can't get to that place where you make that decision where you say it is done without doing the steps before. Now, the steps before is that you have a problem. We've got this problem. Mine was a digestive issue. I couldn't eat my favorite foods. I couldn't enjoy the digestive processes. I couldn't use something that brings joy into my life, which is food. So every food that I loved, which was bread, chicken, dairy, nuts, I mean, all of these things, they were just taken away from me at the point where I was at the most heightened stress point in my life, where I totally surrendered to the idea of stress, that I lived in a dangerous world. So I had to convince my subconscious mind and my nervous system of the divine truth that I am well before I could make that final decision, where I stood there with a wonderful ciabatta sandwich, brie and bacon, all the things that were going to destroy my digestive system, and was able to eat it and nothing happened. And the steps before that are as follows. You must realize that when you are feeling worried and stressed and you have surrendered to the idea that you are sick, listen to that phrase, you've surrendered to the idea that you are sick. Now, this doesn't mean that you fight against the idea of sickness. It means that you believe in sickness more than health. Your subconscious mind has taken the cues. Let me put it this way. If you go around telling everyone, I am allergic to mushrooms, I'm allergic to mushrooms, there is a point in your body where your body says, okay, boss, every time a mushroom comes into your vicinity, and some of you out there can see this, it will start to even get the automatic cues of a problem within inside of you already. It's going to get those cues inside the mind that says, mushrooms are bad. So even being around it can start to make the initial symptoms show up. You haven't even touched the mushroom. It hasn't come near your system. But you see, the conscious mind is the driver. It's the captain of the ship. The subconscious mind is just the wish-fulfilled place. It just says, okay, boss, what is it that you think? What is it that you believe? I'm going to give you that. So as you keep continuing saying, I have an allergy to mushrooms. Now, I'm not telling you to go ahead and eat mushrooms or do the sandwich like I did. But as you continue to say, I have the allergy to mushrooms, it is going to believe it. Because what you repeat in convincing tones, in a state of surrender, it is going to believe. So we need to break the pattern there. So the truth is when I was coming to this idea of food, I had to break the fear around that food first. I had to let go of the idea that that food was a god of me. Let this one sink into your mind. I had made bread, chicken, and all of these things a god of me. I had convinced myself that they were going to attack my body and it was going to be a problem. Now, why did I convince myself? Because something in my life was very important. At the time, I was an actor and I was performing 6 to 8 shows a week as Frankie Valli and Jersey Boys. And the idea of anything stopping me from being perfect was so frightening to me, because I had to be perfect in my mind to play that role. Because I had been convinced as a young age that if I wasn't perfect, I was going to fail, everything was going to fall apart, and I was going to lose everything. So that immediate fear added to the idea that there's a problem with me. I started to believe there was a problem with me from that place of stress. Every little stress signal was something physical in my mind. And it became a truth because didn't have the energetic power to deny that as a truth, you see. So what we have to do is we have to get to the point where we see the problem in front of us and we recognize that we're fearful of that problem. We recognize that we have made an emotional surrendering connection to the problem. So now I used my body as the indicator of what I truly believed. So as I went to see something like this sandwich, it's like, I am frightened right now because I'm convinced. So that's not the time to eat the sandwich. So over the times, I started to notice the fear of even doing the idea of what I was going to do. I started to notice the idea of the sandwich or the idea of the outcome was a great way to induce the response of my deeper belief. So I would induce the response of my deeper belief by recognizing the problem. Now my body would give me an amazing signal, which is going to allow me to let go of the fear. Now you have heard it from Joseph Murphy, you have heard it from Neville Goddard, that we must get into this state akin to sleep place. Now that is the best bit of information you can ever have, but I wanted to take it a step further. I don't always want to be doing it before bed because I just wouldn't fall asleep. I didn't always want to be, having to do this stuff, so I just used the fear. So the energy on my body started to tense up. I started to get worried. What does that symptom mean? What does this mean? Instead of going to the mind to try and fix it and start to say, no, I am well, I am healthy, because my mind would fight back and say, no, you're not. You can't eat that. You can't do that. I can't beat the voice. It becomes a fight inside the head. So what I would do is I would go to the energy rather than the voice in the head. Go to the body, get very relaxed, start to watch the fear in the body. Using my relax, release, re-intend method, I would observe that and I would get to that place where the fear would start to leave, because what I was doing was I was creating a relaxed state in my body. So that energy that was of a heightened fear couldn't stay in the body anymore. Just like your body knows how to get rid of waste food and waste water, it knows what to do with this waste energy. So I started to allow my body the space to deal with the fear. So as that fear left, even if it was a little bit of reduction, even if I made some simple space, that's where I would lay in convincing tones, a gentle prayer of the power of my subconscious mind, the infinite power of the divine within me that grew me from a cell, knows all the inner workings of my body, knows exactly what to do here. I am healing. Now you see how I didn't say, I can eat chicken, I can eat bread, because my mind would fight back against that. So I needed to do a more gentle approach up the ladder. Sometimes you just need to say something like, I'm getting better every day. Something that doesn't have so much resistance to the belief, just so you can start to climb the ladder of faith, you see. You want to start to climb the ladder of faith in that place. So as I relaxed and I started to climb the ladder of faith, there was less big reactions. And as the reactions became lower and lower and lower, I started to be able to say things a bit clearer, which is, this is so good for me. My body loves this food. I eat this with love and passion. And one of the things that happened there was in that moment where I was standing on Pool Quay, I'd been dating my beautiful wife, and also the help of having that love in my life was interesting. I'd let go of fear of what eating that food meant to me. So I said to myself, in that moment of decision, in that moment of peace, my body can handle this. My body is well. And I ate that sandwich and there was no response from my body. It took it, it accepted it, because the conscious mind became the captain. The subconscious mind agreed. And they call it brain and heart coherence in essence. But your heart really, if you go back to old Egyptian texts and everything, is what they were talking about as the subconscious mind. So when we're thinking about brain and heart coherence, or when we're thinking of convincing ourselves, you convince mind, body and spirit of the truth by letting go of fear first, gently doing affirmations or visualizations that don't frighten you and push you against the idea, and then you start to grow in faith until the point where you feel so at peace, so divinely indifferent about the situation, so like, I don't care if this changes or not, I just feel good. And that's when you make that decision. And that decision holds such clarity and power in the energetic field that it will become a truth for you. And this is how you heal yourself, using the power of your subconscious mind. What do you think, guys, down below? Have you been using this technique? How does it help you? Let me know. I look forward to helping you.